coming up next, this is a video I've never actually done before, and that is what is my actual, if I had to name one favorite niche house, what would it be? It's a lot of different ones. This was really difficult, but I figured out a way that I thought was a great criteria for deciding this. Find out what it is coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose. And you saw the introduction to the video. So this is, I guess, technically what would be my favorite niche house. It's a tough question. It's something that really changes because it depends on what's coming out, what's new, what my tastes are. But I got asked this question, and I get it asked frequently. And someone asked it the other day, what is your favorite niche house? And I always say I don't have one favorite house. It's too difficult. There's many that I really enjoy and that I love. But then, they kind of pressed me on it, and I was thinking about it. All right, just for fun, if somebody, had a gun to your head and said, what is your favorite niche house? You have to name one. I thought about this really hard because obviously there's so many great choices. I mean, it's really, really difficult. And then what was the deciding factor for me was there's one niche house that every fragrance I've smelled by them, I like. Every single one. Doesn't mean I necessarily love every single one, but in most houses, as in anything, there's some you really love, there's some that you're like, it's not for me. Again, perfume, all a matter of personal taste, and it's what works for you and your nose. But for my nose and for what I like, there's one house, literally, that everything I've smelled is good. And that house is, dun dun dun. Let's pull it out here. Pull out the cool blue bottle. ARQUISTE. Yep, ARQUISTE. It's so interesting because I had never really thought about this before. I probably would have said some other ones that I really love, like Masque Milano, maybe Serjov. I love, what else? So many, Bodicea. There's too many. Parfums de Marly, so many great ones. But when I really looked at it, and I sat there and thought about this, there's not one fragrance that I've tried with them. You have Sydney Rock Pool, which is this beautiful blue bottle, which is a refreshing kind of summer, springtime fragrance. But most of their stuff, to me, is more of a dark, richer fragrance. But then they throw you just something out of left field. And last year gave us Peau, which is one of the best skin-smelling fragrances that I've ever smelled. So Peau comes out of nowhere. Then you've got, of course, one of my all-time favorites. Well, I'm sorry, no, we'll go to their newest one, which is already one of my favorites, and that is Indigo Smoke, which is a smoky lapsang tea fragrance. I mean, the thought of combining a smokiness with the tea gives it a richness and just a character that's not typical of teas, which can be a little bit more lighter and more floral in a sense. Then you go again to the first one I ever owned from the house, which is so different for a typical barbershop fougere. This is an animalic, what I call dirty barbershop fougere L, which has a lot of musk and animalic notes in it that just really sets it apart. Then maybe what I consider, I did a video on this a couple years ago, maybe I think one of the sexiest fragrances that I've ever smelled for both men and women, and that's Nanban. And to me, it's actually on a man, one of the most, I think, masculine, hyper-masculine, alpha male type fragrances that you can wear when it's on a man. It's just absolutely stunning. So you've got Nanban. There's just, I could go on and on. You've got Misfit. You've got Architects Club. You've got Ella. You've got, Ella, which is the female version of L for women. You've got Flory Canto, another one that's just amazing. The list goes on and on and on. You have Misfit. There you go, Misfit. So when I sat down and thought about it, I realized I like every single, not just like, but really like or love every single one of those fragrances. I cannot say that about every other house. And that's normal. Like I said, every house you're gonna have some that you like, some that you don't, but this one happens to have something that I like from everything that I've smelled, okay? Other, key points about the house, wonderful price point, under $200 for a 100 milliliter bottle of unbelievably good quality niche fragrance. So to give that type of quality for under $2 a milliliter, which to me is a really good point for an eau de parfum price point, not talking about extrait. Extrait, it's got more oil in there, it can go higher, I think, for value, but this, for the value, and then of course, I've talked about this, the founder, the owner, Richard, is an architect by training. All his bottles are pieces of architectural art. They just sit there. They've got heft. They feel good in the hand. It's almost like a little grenade. Beautiful caps. You can see up there. Beautiful tops. Beautiful bottles. That round. It is, you can tell, designed by an architect. So there you have it. I go, when I looked at everything and I really thought about it, that is, right now, I'd have to say, my favorite niche house when you look at everything in total that it brings to the table. And let me know, like I said, this video actually I originally was gonna do my top 5, top 3, but I really wanted to highlight this because it is the only one, again, like I said, where I like every offering they have. And that's unique. That's unique for me. Let me know some of the houses like that for you, where every single one you've tried from them is a winner in your eyes and something you really like. I want to see some other houses that people really love. All right? I'll be back soon with another video, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and perfume.